Good morning, beautiful people. It's the 14th of October 2022. It's a beautiful day the Lord has given. We are alive and in good body shape. We should give thanks. And thank you so much, my people, for clicking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing and your support. I really appreciate you people. We are growing and I thank God for that. Good morning. I am ready to step out, but before I step out, I wanted to give you a small story of the principles that I had written down when I was joining Form 1, and some of them, did I follow them, or else I broke the laws? So when I joined Form 1, I had a small notebook, the hard covered one. You know it, the notebook we use. So when I joined Form 1, I had written some principles, and I want to tell you people whether I followed or I broke the laws. So one of the rules and the principles and the things I had written down that I needed to follow was I would not speak in our mother tongue language in that school, because I was in a local whereby you could find people from the locality, and therefore some of them tended to wanna speak in the mother tongue, the language. So I had told myself I will stick to English or Swahili with my own reasons. And one of the reasons I had about sticking to English or Swahili was that in future, when I go to an interview, I don't think anybody, there are interviews, you will be interviewed in Kikuyu. Even for the radio stations, sometimes you have to be interviewed first in English, and then they now take you to the language, like these local channels we have that are airing with our languages or our mother languages. So you have to be tested first. The first interview comes in English or Swahili. So I told myself, I know I'll never be interviewed in my mother language, so let me stick to English and Swahili. And speaking in English and Swahili, it's practice. Like for me, when I was born, I did not find my parents speaking in English or Swahili. Not like today, our kids are finding us speaking in these languages. So I found our mother tongue. So I knew already, I know my mother tongue. So the only thing, I need to learn new languages like Swahili and English. In primary, we spoke in English and Swahili. Then in secondary, I continued too, because the more you speak English, the more you perfect. Some people don't understand that speaking in English sometimes is all about perfecting. And also another way you can perfect your English and Swahili is by listening to maybe I don't know, there are things you might listen to and learn some English. And also reading is one major one, that when you read novels, you can tell how sentences are constructed and how you can be able to speak fluently. So that rule I never broke. That is rule number one. That is one law that I had set, and I know I followed, because when I went there, I was myself, and the friends I made them know that I love speaking in English or Swahili. So I made friends who we had the same interests. That was one thing that I was so awesome about my high school life. People we could study together, we had the same goals and all. When it comes to we would do things together. It's food time, it's study time like that, it's games time like that. So that one I never broke. The second one I had written down is that I would never date until I step out of Form 4. Remember, I was still the cheerful person. I'm the kind of bubbly person people see me being, and my nature, my nature, I was still bubbly and cheerful and all. But I told myself I will not date, or I'm not taking any relationship until I step out of Form 4. So that one I also followed. What happened is that I socialized. I was a vibe when it came to meeting people and all. When you'd visit the nearest boys' schools and all, people would hit on me, but in me I knew I'm not taking any relationship. And I never broke that, by the way. And anything anything else that came with dating, because I had also written I would not even kiss until I am in a relationship. That means if I'm not dating, if I have not said yes to a relationship, some things will not come with it, you know. So I stuck to that. I stepped out of Form 4 without saying yes that I'm dating. And I dated later on after 2 good years after my high school life. So that one I also followed. And for that, I keep clapping for myself, because I said, it's not because I was, like, even where I was staying is around our hometown. So I was exposed to people and all, and I could have dated if I wanted. But I did not want. I did not want to break what I had written down, because I really knew my worth and all. So I stepped out without dating and without being in a relationship, but people were hitting on me, and people thought I was even in a relationship because of how I rated with people. I even remember a dude who was in a certain school that was called Mukureni Boys, and he was in so much into me, but I never gave in. I kept giving promises of yes, we will, you know. I knew I don't want to break my law. So I stepped out, and I spoke Kikuyu, or my mother language, when I stepped out of Form 4. And I also dated when I stepped out of school after 2 years down the line. Now, the funny thing is that in the dating thing, I had written that I would not kiss. Remember, I have told you that. So 2 years after high school, that is when I said yes to a relationship. And I am telling you, for my first kiss, the guy tarmacked. He really tarmacked. Kiatu ikaisha, so like his shoe suffered fully. Hey, I salute. I don't know what to say, but somebody's shoe suffered before I said even yes. And so what I was trying to say is that in high school, there are things we had written down, and laws or anything, even if you have not written them down, you have them in my mind and you want to follow them. Me, I followed mine, and if I broke one, I don't remember, but I clapped for myself so much when I stepped out of high school, because I was like, yo, you did it, you did it. You did it. So up to date, the most funny thing is that the guy I said yes to after the high school 2 years down the line really suffered too. He suffered. I salute him. I salute him. So guys, what are the laws and things that you had written down, or you say that in high school or in life you have tried to want to follow one thing and you have not broken? Have you? Which one have you followed to the last minute, like without breaking? Like for me, I've just told you, speaking in my mother language in school, it was a no for me. Secondly, I said not to dating and anything that comes with dating. So what are the things that you have written down, or principles that you want to follow up to date, and you know really well that you have followed that? Or have you broken them? And have you broken them with them? You know, sometimes it's like the New Year resolutions. We write them, and then before the first month of January ends, we have broken them. So kindly tell me, let me know in the comment section whether you have made somebody suffer or shoes suffer, like when they are trying to hit on you as ladies or men. Have you been made to suffer by somebody trying to run after them? So good day, people, and a blessed day ahead. Thank you so much for your continued support once again, and may our good Lord bless and shower you with all that you need. Bye bye.